Although people on Instagram and Pinterest are almost yelling that you just have to do it and anyone can do it, it really does take some discipline and preparation before you are ready. Not nice to hear, but a good start is half the battle, right? This way you have a greater chance that your life as a digital nomad will really work well and that you will be able to keep it up. By the way, don't be fooled by everyone who shouts that it is so amazing. Of course it is, otherwise you wouldn't want to. But little attention is often paid to the downsides of a digital nomad life. Personally, I think that this is a shame, because it gives many people certain expectations that subsequently do not come true. To avoid disappointment, I therefore prefer to be just nice and practical. This will help you a lot more. Number 1, figure out how you envision your digital nomad life. What does your ideal life as a digital nomad look like? A cliche question, perhaps, but that's really important to clarify for yourself. And I comfort you in advance, your plans will probably change many times along the way. But for now, it is good to have a plan on paper. There are several roads that lead to Rome. For example, are you really going for the full-time digital nomad life and quitting your heart and home to travel the world? Or would you rather go away for a few months, a few times a year, and then spend some time at home again? Do you want to spend an extended period of time in one place abroad? Or do you see yourself traveling through Europe in a converted van or alternating working as a digital nomad with a backpack on your back? Maybe you don't know yet what the ideal image will be for you. You will really find out in the course of your adventure. Number 2, think about what kind of work you want to do. We really have to work as a digital nomad, which can be a pitfall for many who want to combine traveling with work. I can therefore give you the tip to take some time in the beginning to travel alone, so that the novelty is somewhat removed. But that's a personal thing. Anyway, the next question to answer for yourself is what kind of work you see yourself doing. There are also various options here. For example, you can choose to work for yourself or take on a remote job. With the latter, you do work for a boss, but you have the option to work location independent. Make no mistake, many people who become digital nomads opt for the latter option. You have to determine for yourself what is ideal. Number 3, do a test run as a digital nomad. Of course, you have no idea in advance how the digital nomad life is going to be like. Some think it's great, but I've also read stories of people who decided after a few months not to remain a full-time digital nomad. And I understand why. Always wandering around and living from a backpack or a suitcase also gets tiring in the long run, no matter how great everything you experience is. It really doesn't hurt to just test it. How do you do that if you are not yet a digital nomad? For example, work on your business plan in a nice co-working space abroad. Join Facebook groups that bring together digital nomads. Or, if necessary, just find a quiet coffee place in your home country where you can get to work. Do you get a lot of energy and inspiration from this? Then it's time for the next step. Number 4, budget yourself and cut costs. How much per month do you think you will spend on your living expenses during your stay abroad? The great thing about life as a digital nomad is that in some countries you get a lot for your money. Much has been written about it, and Pinterest is full of pictures that refer to articles in which fellow digital nomads show how much they spend each month. Get inspired and calculate for yourself how much you expect to spend on monthly costs. This also gives you a direct guide to what you have to earn yourself as a digital nomad. Number 5, start working before you go. You can choose not to start working until you have already boarded the plane. Perhaps you are already traveling as we speak and you want to make the switch now. Nevertheless, in other cases, I advise you to start your own business at home, especially if you start for yourself. There is a lot to consider when setting up your own company. You have to write a business plan for yourself, register with the Chamber of Commerce, which also has specific rules for digital nomads, arrange banking matters, and of course, find and start customers. It can take months for things to kick in a bit, depending on how much time you put in, whether you've picked a good niche, and how you're selling yourself as an entrepreneur. It's best if you start with that at home. Number 6, set savings aside for a buffer. As a digital nomad, it is always wise to have a buffer on hand. If work is not going well for a while, or if you just want to travel alone, then that buffer gives you the opportunity to do the same. Nothing's more frustrating than having just a short time without customers and a bank account whose zero line is getting closer and closer. Think practical and put aside as much money as possible. Number 7, cancel what needs to be canceled. That expensive telephone subscription? That is of no use to you abroad. Cancel it. And you can also say goodbye to the gym. But you may even take such a big step that you cancel your rent or sell your house. A tough step for many, but cutting costs for sure. It is best that the moment you close the front door behind you, you can start your new life with peace of mind and relaxed. Number 8, get inspired, but don't be fooled. If you have followed the steps above, you have already taken the first steps in becoming a digital nomad. You can work on a plan, determine what work to do, and save money. And in the meantime, you can find a lot of inspiration on the internet for this new step in your life. But as I mentioned, don't be fooled. Yes, you will likely crash hard a few times. You may fail at work, run out of income, or be unable to find work. You may get ill, find it difficult to find a balance between work and travel, or get homesick for home. And I have not even mentioned the drama that is sometimes called the internet abroad. You can get very frustrated with that, or you can accept it. And by doing the latter, your life as a digital nomad will only become a very big adventure.